The worst place you can be is in the middle. So, what do I mean by that? The middle is where you lose your power as a man. The middle is where you lose business opportunity. The middle is where you lose a shit ton of profits. The middle is where you miss out on the dream woman, the dream wife of your life. The middle is where you miss out of all the happiness, of all the fun. The middle is where you miss out on all the experience that life has to offer. The middle is where you miss out on all the experiences life has to offer, on all the wisdom. The middle is where you lose 1, your time, and 2, your energy, your happiness, your state of being. What do I mean by the middle? The middle is your inaction. The middle is your overthinking. The middle is your indecisiveness. If you want to feel stronger, feel more powerful, learn more, experience life more, feel more alive, you have to make more choices faster and stronger. You have to learn how to be more decisive. You have to train how to make more choices. You have to learn to take more steps to be more decisive. The middle literally kills your creativity. The middle kills your energy. The middle kills your potential. So what happens to a lot of people? They put too much pressure on a choice. I was always so much in my head, like I told you in the first video. I was always so much in my head. I was always really overthinking. Should I take route A? Should I take route B? And I couldn't make the choices. I couldn't step up for myself to make the choices. What do I want? What is the business direction? How do I want to live my life? I couldn't make the choices. I wasn't decisive enough. And I had to learn this the hard way. I lost a very good relationship with a very good woman over not being a man that could lead, that's not decisive enough. I had to completely face my traumas. I went to travel the world and do a lot of breath work. I did therapy. I did a lot of inner work. I did a lot of healing to find out like how to actually do this. And I learned that, hey, success in life comes down to the commitments you make. Success in life comes down to the choices and your commitment to these choices. So, not making choices paralyzes. Not making choices, make sure you just keep walking in circles. You waste time. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass. Maybe for some people even years pass. And for me it did. I was coaching online entrepreneurs with mindset and high performance one-on-one. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. And I used to have a business partner and he was mirroring me. He said to me like, bro, you told me you wanted to stop doing one-on-ones already over a year ago, 1.5 years ago, and I never took the action. And meanwhile, I was unhappy doing the work that wasn't meant for me. Meanwhile, I was unhappy being very stuck in operational tasks. So it's only once you make that choice that really change happens. And it's so crazy, but you just have to learn to make choices faster, more frequently. Because successful people, they don't hesitate. Winners don't hesitate. They act, they decide, and they learn. And the thing with choices is, I used to think once I made a choice, this was set in stone. This was the choice for life. I put so much pressure on every single choice that I made for myself that it made it basically impossible to make a choice, because I was putting so much weight on these choices. I was carrying way too much until I stopped putting the pressure on these choices, and until I realized that, hey, a choice isn't for life. You can just change your perspective. You can change the way you think about things. That's what makes us human. That's what sets us apart from other species. We can change our opinion. How liberating is it that you can change your opinion? You can think something and a couple of years later you might want to change it, and it's fine. You know, we cannot predict life. So I learned that, hey, a choice is not for life. I can just change it and it doesn't matter that much. We're all just trying. We're all just trying. And this really helps you to make that choice. And second of all, you have to make a mindset shift that it is through learning that you find what you want. You have to learn, and I want to give you this perspective and this realization that it's basically impossible to make a choice because you don't have the data. You don't know what is the right thing for you. If you have this question, what should I do? And you cannot answer it and you keep repeating it in your mind, you won't find the answer by asking the same question to to the same set of data. Do you understand? You have to add more data into that mind to re-ask the question and to get a different perspective. And how do you get more data? Is by doing more things, by experiencing life more, by trying more things, by gaining more knowledge, by creating more value and getting things back from the people around you. That's when you have new data and you can re-ask that question. And the third thing that I want to say is, I also really learned that, hey, it's hard finding who you are, and then if you want to make these choices and you don't know who you want to be or who you are, it's hard. I learned that it's way easier to find out who you're not. So start with who you're not. Start writing down, what is it that I dislike? What is it that I don't see myself doing? What is it that I don't enjoy? And what's left are things that are at least closer to what you enjoy. And then you just take action. And with these actions, with these choices, you get new data, and you can ask yourself, you can ask yourself the questions based on the new data. And then 100% you get a different answer. So this is really what you need to live a successful life, is commitments, is strong choices and committing to these choices. The commitment to change your life and then just sticking to it, then just doing it. And if you want to change it along the way, that's fine, because you've learned by doing. So the only way forward is action. The only way forward is through learning. The only way forward is to actually doing. So if there's one thing that I want to close this video with that sums it up pretty enormously, super well, is only action kills fear, and action creates experience, and experience creates confidence. So if you're fearful, if you're doubtful, if you hesitate, if you're unsure, the only thing you have to do is make sure you take some form of action, because that action will create experience, and this experience will make you confident over time. How can you feel confident about something you haven't done yet? How can you feel very sure about doing something? How can you not feel fearful about doing something new, like talking on a stage, if you've never done it before? Let's say you've done it 1,000 times. You have the experience. Of course you feel confident doing it the next time after, right? Remember that this is a very natural process. We really need to overcome this fear if we want to live a fuller, more powerful, more happy life. So only action kills fear, action creates experience, and experience creates confidence. And that's how you create the life of your dreams.
Don't let the doubt wash it out. Got to have faith to fall down.